To the Fantasy Football Formula. In today's episode, we are going to give you the 6 fantasy football winners from the NFL draft. So this could be rookies that are ending up in great landing spots for their fantasy value, or current NFL players that are now benefited because they don't have as much competition or whatever it may be. So we're going to start off at number 6. Nick, take it away.
We got new era Lamar Jackson being one of the biggest winners this offseason. We saw him today, came out and said with his new receiving core, his goal for the year is to throw for 6,000 yards. So he's certainly got the squad to do it. I think, we see them, they went out and got OBJ, Zay Flowers, and I think as Isaiah Likely is also looking to have a better season off of a good rookie campaign at tight end. And then, of course, we got Mark Andrews there in the red zone for him. So I think Lamar's definitely got to be happy. He's got that big contract, getting like 70-something mil in cash this year. So you better get to work.
Returning to top 5 quarterback fantasy value.
Yeah, he's right back in that MVP conversation.
I don't know about that yet.
Yeah, we'll slow down.
He's just a very valuable fantasy quarterback. All right, Corey, at number 5.
Number 5, we have Gibbs coming in, Lions running back, who was, everything. He was definitely selected a little bit way too high by the Lions, and they ended up with, had 3 running backs in their backfield, but then I think it was, the third day they traded DeAndre Swift to the Philadelphia Eagles, so now it's just Montgomery and Gibbs in the backfield. With Montgomery's history of, kind of being banged up last year in and out of games, Gibbs comes into a good spot to be the receiving back in the backfield, what they wanted DeAndre Swift to be. And we saw when DeAndre Swift was healthy, he did get a lot of work in the passing game. And so for a full PPR league, I think Gibbs comes in. He can finish up pretty high, especially with that explosive offense. And now Jameson is out again for 6 games on the offensive side. So I think they can do some pretty cool things with him. Lining up in the slot as well. So he comes in as a good value, and if Montgomery gets hurt, he could finish the top 10 running back, I think.
Yeah, just to kind of cap that off, this guy is, as a prospect, considered possibly one of the best pass-catching running back of the last 5 years. And got the draft capital. They were saying they were going to take this guy over Bijan Robinson. They're in love with this guy. So plan on using him all over the field. Clear fantasy winner, and probably 3rd round, 4th round pick at the worst in your fantasy drafts. All right, started, and then at number 4, got Juwan Johnson. And I'm not just saying that as a Saints guy, but he's a big fantasy winner. He just had a 500-yard, 7-touchdown year, which for the tight end position, we know it's a premium position in fantasy, and just traded Adam Troutman to the Broncos. He has very minimal competition, and he just got Derek Carr, an upgrade at quarterback who likes to target the tight end position. And tight ends seem to break out in their around age 25, which he kind of started to do last year. Now he's just turned 26. Things are looking up for Juwan Johnson. All right, Nick, you want to bring us to number 3?
Yeah, you left my favorite player out there, Bijan Robinson. Like I said at the beginning, Bijan rhymes with Parmesan, and he's about to win us that cheddar. All jokes aside, though, he's going to one of the most power run-heavy offenses in the NFL. The Falcons sneakily have a top 10 offensive line. We know their coach he kind of runs like a San Fran type of scheme. He runs all the time.
I think they ran the ball more than anyone.
I think they were like the number 1 rush attempts last year. So just kind of looking at stats, Cordell Patterson and the Alligator Tyler Algier combined for 1,700 yards and 11 touchdowns. I think Bijan could do that all himself if they give him the chance to, just with his skill. And we're all going to get flashbacks of like a rookie Saquon or Le'Veon Bell type of season. And I'm really excited to see this guy. He's going to just going to make it happen. I think like it's kind of crazy. He's a unanimous top 5 pick already in.
He's the unanimous top 3 pick, I would say. And I mean, I wouldn't be shy to say that you could take him at the 101 in your drafts, and that wouldn't be a bad move over Christian McCaffrey, over the receivers.
I'm excited to see what they do with him in the passing game too. I just saw he was working out with Jamar Chase, working on his routes, so maybe he'll get some passing work too. That'd be fun.
Just need someone to throw him the ball there.
Yeah.
It's the only issue.
Well, Let's see what Ritter's got.
Not much of anything.
Yeah.
All right, I got number 2 here. Arguably, it could be number 1 in terms of the production he was able to do, but it is going to be Tony Pollard. Obviously, without Zeke there, he doesn't have that anchor holding him down, and Jerry Jones can't use the hey, we paid Zeke, we have to run him mindset anymore. They can completely just turn the ball over to Pollard. I mean, we saw what he could do last year without Zeke on the ground or in the backfield. I'm pretty sure his yards per carry when Zeke was not there was like over 4.5 or 4.7 in that range. And I truly believe with one of the best run blocking teams in the NFL right now with the Dallas Cowboys, I definitely think that he could finish the number 1 running back on the season, I think.
Yeah, that would not shock me at all. He's definitely in that conversation. And that brings us to number 1. Ramondre Stevenson definitely has to be one of the biggest fantasy winners. I mean, the Patriots have notoriously been a backfield that like to use a committee, and I'm not saying that they won't utilize some of their other backs, but I mean, you look at the depth chart. They traded Damian Harris to the Bills. They have Pierre Strong and James Robinson, who James Robinson might not even make the roster at this point. So, I mean, Ramondre Stevenson was, a 8th rounder last year competing with Damian Harris. He's going to be getting all the pass catching work. I mean, just like Pollard, just Zeke left. Well, same thing. It's the same thing with Stevenson. Like, we don't see many full-on workhorse bell cow backs in the league anymore. So many backfields are these committees, and Ramondre is a back that does have overall running back 1 upside. He's a 3rd rounder at the worst, but I mean, I think taking him in the 2nd round for this type of back, don't be shy to do that.
I mean, I think you saw last year the only glimmer of hope that Patriots offense had was Ramondre. I mean, Damian Harris did all right when he was healthy, but Ramondre was the one out there making plays and making people miss. The passing game, I don't care if they added Juju, they're not going to, transform their offense based on that addition. So I expect him to be the focal point of that team.
Yeah, he's going to be, as long as, I mean, they sign another running back, that could change, but as of now, if you're doing best ball drafts, which we know that's becoming a very popular format with Underdog and DraftKings launching these massive tournaments, if you're drafting now, he's a great pick. But that'll wrap up our 6.
Hang on, sorry. I threw out the wrong number there. 3 games without Zeke in his career. He has 6.6 yards per carry, not 4 points.
Unbelievable.
Not 4.8. Sorry. Had to make sure we fix that.
Building.
Yeah, I mean, just these are guys that you definitely want to be targeting in your drafts. But that'll do it for this episode. Our next episode will be the 6 fantasy losers from the draft. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next video.